feel like I need to say this every time I come in the kitchen, but the kitchen is getting decorated in springtime. I think not yet, but it will be doing. It needs painting and stuff. But yeah, I've just decided to make a veggie sort of carrot soup today. My Finn's at nursery. I've just had a big bill in today for council tax, which I'm going to have to ring them up because my council tax for my band's quite big, but also because my situation at the minute, I'm sure I'm supposed to get help with it, and I think it's been done wrong. I just don't understand, because this year is going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle, but anyway, on the lines of it's going to be a struggle, I've been noticing a lot of things on YouTube, and I noticed something the other day, and I'll just say before I forget, a girl who subscribed me the other day, and I did sub back, I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'll spell it out. It is Natojim, and then a little, a line at the bottom, and then beauty. I'll have to watch more of her videos and get to know how to pronounce that name. But she was talking about, there's one video where she was talking about subs. A lot of people, if you're on YouTube and you make videos, big or small, whatever, and I've noticed in the past couple of weeks, hi Jack Voodoo, you made it. I just randomly thought I'd come on while I'm making some soup, and I've noticed a lot of people are trying to sub people, so you'll sub back, but I've noticed some of them that sub you then unsub you, but you've still subbed them. And I think she was sort of saying, obviously if you sub someone, you want to support them where you actually watch the videos. I was meant to check before I came in here, because I must have hundreds I've subscribed to, so obviously I try and get round to watching everybody's, like, when I can, and commenting when I can, and I comment on people who put comments on my YouTube videos as well. But obviously to support is not just to sub someone back. When you sub someone because they've subbed you, is not just, like she was saying, it's not just to sub and then that's it. Supporting them is to actually watch the videos, because I'm sure, if I've got it right, it's not just getting loads of subscribers, but that's another thing I want to talk about as well, because I'm not in it for that. I'm sure it goes off the views, really. You know, when people start getting loads of subscribers, it goes off the viewing as well. I'm sure it does, like, if you start getting paid or something like that. Obviously, if you had loads and loads of views and loads of subscribers, like these big YouTubers. And it's not supporting someone by just subscribing but never watching, obviously. But then you want other people to subscribe to you and you don't bother watching them, if you know what I mean. Which goes on to the new rules of YouTube that I've been hearing about. Not really looked into it, but when I was watching the lady's name I've just told you about at the beginning, basically what I can make out, they're saying the little channels, like I'm a little channel, so I'm not a massive YouTuber with thousands of subscribers and things, may suffer, but I don't know if anyone knows, if anyone can leave a comment after this has gone up, because you don't see these comments after. It looks like they're saying, I'm not going to say what it is because I'll get the numbers wrong and everything, but basically it's monetization. I think the way I was looking at it was, you're screwed, obviously, if you're not having so many views and so many hours and this, that and the other, if you're trying to make money off YouTube. I think that's how I sort of saw it. So then I just think, well, I'm not really bothered in that sense. I do watch people, but I never came on YouTube to make money. I mean, obviously it'd be great if you start off with a channel and it grows and you ended up getting a bit of money because you've got so many views of watching all different things on your channel. You start making money, you get things sent to you. Like if I was doing some of my nail videos and that became big, like I've seen some people's channels on nail channels, and you get things sent to you from, you know, nail products that you can review and you get sent them free. Yeah, that's brilliant, because obviously I wouldn't be paying for them myself. I'm, you know, a single mum, you know the story if you've been watching me, but that's all great. But I never came on YouTube to think, oh my God, I'm going to try and, you know, get massive and be a full-time YouTuber and make money. I guess, the good benefits, but I never came on to do that. I just came on because I enjoyed doing it. I like to chat anyway. You know, I'm on my own a lot anyway, so obviously when I'm not around friends and stuff, it's not like I've got a partner to talk to at home, so I like to just come on. You always get such kind, caring comments, and I don't think I have seen a nasty person yet. I sub to you because I enjoy. Thank you. Yeah, well, I had a few trolls on once, but the thing is, I don't put nasty things up, so if I put like a load of negative stuff up. I mean, I did a bit of a rant in last year, but you know, everyone has a rant now and again about stuff. I have stuff going in my life, but I try not to put loads of negative stuff up because that's where I think, sorry, I'm just cutting potatoes, you can get, because people will put their opinions on your channel on comments, you know, could come back with negative stuff, they don't like it, or they're going to put the 2p piece in sort of thing. But I don't try to do that, and I don't know why on my channel, the things I talk about and the things I do, anyone would want to sort of come and be nasty, because, I mean, I did have a few trolls on once when I'd had a bit of a drink and I came on in the new year, but, I mean, I think you can get trolls on anything, or, you know, making daft comments, especially when you go live, because I think people who troll just think it's funny to, like, distract you when you're talking and stuff, but, you know, and I've seen a lot of things, and it does make me want to go on and just carry on yakking about the things I'm yakking about, even if some people don't like it. Because I've noticed on my Instagram, some people, Mrs. T, if you're watching this, from Tatted T's channel, and she has her own channel, which I didn't know and I just subscribed to yesterday, because I've been going on about artwork and writing stuff down, you know, in a journal, because it does get things out of your head, so you can, you know, it's like a brain dump, basically, onto paper. She's been journaling and drawing pictures, and I just saw today, she'd commented at the bottom and said this is, you know, she's been inspired by me, which I just thought was really nice. And then Tammy Sue, if you watch this, I think you took inspiration as well, and I won't say about your news in case you don't want people to know, but I'm so glad about your good news, because you've been ill and stuff, and I hope that, you know, I said to be positive and things are working out. You know, you can make a moderator's, oh, I didn't see that. I don't understand it all though, I don't know what a moderator, I don't understand it all, I'm a bit daft like that. I don't understand things. I never knew what I was doing on YouTube when I first came on. I just thought, I'll go on, you know, and I'll just chat to people. And, like, I do show a lot of different things that I do and talk about, not just one thing, like I said before, because that's just me. And obviously, I wouldn't just come on and talk about things because someone's asked me to do it if I don't really like it, or because, you know, when you go on YouTube and there's, like, your buttons at the bottom and it'll say, like, the thing that's in at the minute everyone's talking about or going on about, I can't remember what it is, you know, the latest thing. I won't just go and do that because it makes more viewers come to you, because you're keeping up, you're being modern, if you know what I mean, and you're only doing it because that's what everyone seems to be doing at the minute. I'm not like that anyway. Like, if a big fashion thing's in hair, I'll probably do the opposite because I don't want to be like everybody else. But that's keeping it real to me as well, because I don't just have to follow suit. Yeah, maybe they get more viewers and subscribers because they're doing that. I might see something like, I think, oh yeah, do that, but I'll only do it if I like it. I won't just do it just because I think that's what people want to see. I've got to like it as well. I'm just cutting carrots up now. This carrot was massive. I'm trying to make some soup because I'm thinking if I do a big pan of soup, a moderator is a sub that you give certain powers to. So if a troll comes into the chat, you can ask them to do. Oh yeah, you mean like the I only learned that the other day. Like the when you get the, is it the, oh, what do they call it? I call it a spanner, a wrench, and you give it to them. So if when you're talking, you can get rid of people. I got told though I can't do it on here because it's I do it through my tablet and I couldn't see, like if I click on you now, where's the thing? Well, my things down there anyway, that I could only do it on the laptop and not on my tablet. But I'll have to look into it. But yeah, I didn't know what that wrench stood for, you see. When I asked, then they were like, oh, you can make anyone pass them a wrench. So if someone's bugging you, because obviously when you're talking and you're trying to look at texts, people come on saying things and you can just get rid of them. Even though people make multiple accounts, I've noticed as well, which I just think's really sad. It's like I said before, go and watch someone you're interested in. And the people that you're not interested in or don't bother watching it. Why waste your day just trying to troll someone? It's like, go and get a life sort of thing and, go and do something a bit more productive. But yeah, I'm making a soup because I'm thinking I can make a big batch of it to last us, because I'm really on a really, really, really tight budget at the minute with my kids and stuff, and trying to get my nail course finished off this year, because bills are just mad at the minute. This council tax one that's just come in, and I'm like, I did get help with it, but I don't know what's changed. And but anyway, guess that's life. I'm just gonna have to ring them up and find out. Oh, that'll be good. Jack Voodoo, I'll pass you a wrench if I ever get to work out if I can actually do it on here. That's the only thing about trolls, and they know it as well. It's quite annoying when you're talking and then you're trying to read people's comments and you're reading theirs, and then it puts you off the train of thought when you're chatting, even though I find that difficult anyway, because when you're talking on live, I must admit that's the only thing I don't like about going live. I like it because I can interact with everybody, but at the same time, even when people are just talking and you're trying to read the comments, and then I forget what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's the only hard thing about it. Right, I'm going to be cutting onions now, so I don't know if I'm going to... My eyes are going to start... Now, I saw somebody on a cooking channel the other day, and they said, I don't know if it was don't cut that end off or don't cut that end off. I'm thinking it's this end with the roots, so we'll see. It's not supposed to make you cry. I've done all that, hold a wooden spoon in your mouth. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I'm just going to pull the rude do, because you're like, what? Makes me laugh sometimes though, because I just think, look at you, the troll, like, look at you trying to get, the attention and stuff. It's just like, I said to someone once last time they trolled me, I was like, do you think I've never heard, it was rude, do you think I've never heard someone say that before? Or, like, I'm nearly 41 years old, I think I've heard, rude things in my life. Let me see if I can cut this onion. And if my eyes don't water. Oh, chew gum. Why is that then? Right, here come the fumes. Let's see. Oh, seems to be alright. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Hi, Helen Harker. It's the middle of the day that makes you cry. Oh, I thought you said it's the middle of the day. Sorry, I read that wrong. The middle that makes you cry. Do you mean this bit? Yeah, I've just... Oh, thank you. Is that Manuka? I am carrying on with my nails. I will be doing a few more nail videos on here. I did make a nail video channel, but I've got to go on that channel to tell anyone that's on that channel to come over here, because I wanted to do a lot of because obviously I've got to get inspired and I've got to get in the mindset of doing my nails, so I've got to be doing some nail videos. I'll be doing everything else like I keep saying, but I wanted to do some nails from the chat room. But I've noticed on my other channel, I don't know why, I don't know if you can only have one channel that can go live. It won't let me go live on that channel. So if I wanted to do a live chat from the nail room, I can't do it. So you will be seeing some nail videos, but I might be doing a few this weekend because I'm free this weekend. I haven't got my little one, so I will do a few this weekend. But hi Tammy Sue, I'm so glad about your good news. It's like, keep positive. I'm so glad for you. But I will be doing that because I've got to get myself motivated more, and I can't I was going to try and finish the course off this weekend, but I've got to wait till I get paid now to get some of the stuff that I ran out of. That's the only bad thing. It's not like you get the free bits you run out of. You've got to keep doing it. Are you thinking of doing gels or acrylics? The reason why I don't do acrylics is because I can't stand the smell. Some people really like the smell, you know, that acrylic smell, but I can't stand it. And because I have a little one and I used to have a bad chest, I just thought, you know what? Having it smelling around the home, I just can't. Like I said, some people like the smell, but I don't like it. So I don't. Hi, Dragon Lady. I don't like the smell and I didn't want it around the house. I got used to it when I tried acrylic. Not on a course, I just tried it. Some cheap stuff that probably why it stank more. But when his nana came in, she was like, I couldn't smell it. She was like, oh my God, I can smell like, you know, the, the monomer or whatever it is. And I thought, I don't want that around the house, you know, smelling that strong. So obviously with gels, you don't get that smell. So that's good. But I've only got short nails on. I took my nails off because I'll be doing them for my birthday long again. I left my hair. My hair's a bit messy today, but I didn't actually put anything on it like a gel that I scrunch in. I just twisted it, went to bed and it was damp, and this is how it's turned out. I'm still having that big thing about, oh, grey hair, copper hair thing, but let me put this in the bin. I can get the fumes of the onions. And I will be doing a lot more thrifting videos because I like them, but I've not even had the money to thrift lately. I've just skint. But you like it curly? Yeah, it's naturally curly. It can be curlier, but I was just saying, Tammy, you and Mrs. T, I've been seeing on Instagram your lovely drawings and stuff, and Mrs. T mentioned me today because I noticed she's been journaling, and she said she's enjoying it because I keep saying to people, try it because it's like a brain dump and you just get all that crap out your head. I'll show you what I've been doing. I'm not being too precious about it because some of it's scruffy, some of it's slapped in, some of it's alright. I did show you all. You're the only male in the chat. Ooh, you never know, someone else might come in. I think you've seen some of it, but recently, what have I just done today? That was one the other day, it was just watercolours. I've been trying to get her to use the journal as a way to keep her mind from... Yeah, it's good because you can get your thoughts out. This was a bit scruffy, but I did use these pictures. I didn't paint these. This sausage dog, because my nana used to have sausage dogs. One called Sooty and one called Sweet. They're out of a vintage book that I found in a charity shop, a thrift store, if you want to call it. Stuck them in. You don't have to draw if you don't want to. Sometimes I prep it in the morning and I'll write in it tonight. So I drew these out last night. I coloured them in this morning. You still need to go over with a bit of maybe ink so they stand out a bit more. But I drew them and I stuck them in today, and then later on I'll sort it out. But I drew this little girl, a rose in water, a teacup because I'm having a coffee now, this little bear, I don't know why, and a pair of pink shoes, don't know why, but that's just what came into my head. But they call this an omni journal, I think, because you put anything in it. Like, you don't just have to do your daily journals. If you don't want to journal that day, you can just draw a picture or whatever. I didn't see the comments then. That's why I'm always all over the place, because I'm creative, so I can jump to one thing to the next, and obviously I get inspired off people on YouTube and then want to do it. I need to put my coffee in the microwave now because it's going cold. So yeah, we'll be doing a lot more. He was from a thrift store. This cat money box was from a thrift store, can't even say it. And I was just thinking, I could use him for a money box. I got him last year sometime with a little heart on. I could use him for a money box. But then again, I could use him to, you know, like good intentions, you know what I go on about. Post them through there if I fold them up, and then I'll have a jar full of intentions, wishes, whatever, good vibes in here all year, and then maybe I can read them at the end of the year and just leave them in there. Because I haven't really used it. It's got no money in it. It wouldn't have any money in it anyway. You know. I didn't see what you said then, Tammy. It just went off. I'm making a soup, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And this morning, I tell you what I've been using on my face for a moisturiser. Because it is natural. I normally use coconut oil. And I use that to wash my makeup off. Because I am a makeup girl. Aloe vera. And it was in a little pot. And it's just like, you know, aloe vera gel. It's quite good. Because I'd like to find a few more natural things. Janine, you inspire me to stop. You inspire me to stop trying to make myself. Yeah, you don't have to make your journal perfect. My nan made a journal. I missed that bit. That's the thing. You're getting a big thing. My sister would be the same. She'd want everything perfect to look perfect on the page. Because you see people's pages on Instagram and, you know, these craft things on YouTube and everyone's perfect. But there can be days when I could make mine perfect, when I've got more time. But when I'm sort of rushing, I just think, oh, I'll just get it in there. But you can have days where you take more time, but you don't have to be so precious about making it so perfect, because then you never do it and then you won't enjoy it either. You know, if you make a mistake, you can always stick something over it, because you don't have to just draw. You can draw and stick things out of magazines, like I said, with the collage thing, or out of books like I did before. I would get so frustrated if I would end up avoiding it completely. I know, and then it doesn't become, you just don't enjoy doing it. So to me, I just think, oh, I should just put loads of garlic in there. You've got to enjoy doing it. And you probably get better as you go along. But you could have another journal, like an art journal, where it is a bit more perfect. You know, you can take time in it where maybe you'd like, I wish I could draw, but only draw. Yeah, but you see, if you draw, there was a guy on YouTube and he couldn't draw. And he decided to draw one thing every day, without fail. You know, I think it was more like copying something, you know, like real life, but to draw something every day, oh, you should have seen his artwork it could have been 6 months, or it could have been sooner than that. And what he was doing in a year, because if you practice, you do get better. You do get better. And I can vouch for that, because I've not drawn for quite a few years. I've started it again. That's exactly what I did. Yeah, and you've just got to keep practicing and keep doing it. Even if it's at night watching telly, yeah, refining the skills of drawing. You just got to, if it's something you've always fancied, then just keep trying. Because you've got to think, when everyone started out doing YouTube videos, these big YouTubers, painters, not everybody was like fantastic at the beginning. You know, and there's not really any, sorry, my kettle's going off again. Why is that going off? There's not really any rules with art, really. And a lot of mixed media art's really nice. And you don't have to, in your journals, you can cut stuff out and put it in. But if you practice every day, it doesn't have to be a mega big picture. It could just be a face or drawing different things. And you could just do it while you're watching telly. That's why I tend, let me see. I can't remember. I think I drew something last night. You know, I mess some of them up, but I just think, oh well, you know, at least I'm trying. What have I done? That was the other day. And then I haven't got the best art materials either. That was the other day. But I just keep trying. This was just a little face I was drawing, probably for my diary, you know, where I've cut the bits out and stuck them on today. And then I was trying to draw a little candle in a jar, sort of thing. Obviously it looks different when it's coloured in. Did I do anything last night? Oh yeah. This went wrong because I don't like the felt tip that I was using to go over the lettering around the face, spoiled it, so it's not good, but I'll just leave it in there anyway. It might look all right on camera, but it's not. So, but I'm just leaving that in and I'll just carry on. Who's awesome at everything? I do a lot of things because I see something. I'm not very clever in stuff like maths and understanding things when people put big words and things like that. I'm a bit dyslexic that way of like, if I get a letter, even a bill through the door, I'm like, I don't really understand what they're saying. Why can't they just put it in simple terms? But anything where it's theory work, I'm rubbish. Practical work, if I see something, hair-wise, makeup-wise, whatever, I'm like, yeah, I know how they've done that. I can see what they've done. I can do it, and I'll try and do it. Like, I make journals, I make jewellery, I can do quite a few different things. Yeah, I hated maths at school. I think the only thing I liked at school was art. Not that I was that brilliant at it at school. I'm still not, but I try. And obviously if I do more, I'll get better at it. I like chatting at school, as you can tell. What did I like? English was alright. Didn't really like much at schools, mostly. I didn't like geography, I thought that was boring. I didn't like history, though I like some of it now, because I thought that was boring. Yeah, I don't know. I liked cooking at school, I think. Just putting this soup on. I put it in a slow cooker. I let it cook down. Can't really think. PE was alright, physical, I don't know what you call it in America, your sports was alright. Don't know, I think it was mainly chatting at school. That's I'm going to try and take you out of the cupboard now. And move. Look at them grey hairs. Switch the light off. It's weather's really bad again today. I think it's hailstoning again. I know it's raining and I've got to pick Finn up after. Let me see. Outside. I'll show you. I need to... Raining. It's just raining all the time. We've had a lot of hailstones. Keep thinking it's going to snow, but it's not snowed yet. So I really need to get something to eat in a minute, but I'll wait. What time is it? What? Let me just check the time. I cook for the wife every night if I can. She makes me. Oh, it's all right. Oh, that was another thing. I saw someone. Where do you live? Oh, I live in the UK. I say Manchester because it's near Manchester, but it's sort of, I'm trying to Stockport. But if people don't know that, if you're in America anywhere, I'd say Manchester because it's literally not that far away. I'm just trying to get something to prop you up on because I still haven't got a tripod. But I think I'll be cleaning my nail room out this weekend actually because there's a few bits that shouldn't be in there. But I was watching someone, I think this morning, another witchy woo, and she was talking about sort of the roles we take on. And I don't just mean women because maybe that's what most women do, but as in like, I know men do it, but I just mean like, women would be cooking or cleaning or looking after the kids. And she was sort of saying, it shouldn't be like that. And it shouldn't be like that because I saw something on Facebook a few weeks ago and I thought that was so cute. I have said this before where a guy was with his wife and his friend came round and in the middle of a conversation, you ready for the sun? He went off and helped his wife do something. And his friend said, oh, that's really good that you went and helped her. I can't remember what it was, but he sort of said, well, I don't do it out of like, I had to go and do it. I did it because I wanted to do it because it's not just me who lives in this house. When you've got kids and a partner, it's hard. And especially if I was with a fella now and I wasn't working, then I would see my part of my job as being the person at home, you know, making the home and cooking, and when my husband came in and looking after the kids, because it is a job in itself to do all that. But when someone's working, either that be a guy or a woman, coming home after work to then do all that mundane, boring stuff, because I do find housework boring. I have to put music on and stuff. And obviously I have to do it because I am on my own, but my husband and I share the household chores because our different work schedules. Yeah, and it's not just that, it's like, if someone lives in your house, you know, if the other person makes a mess, the other partner, because I know people like this, I lived with someone like that, they expect you to clean the mess or something like that. Well, it's like, no, you made a mess, you tied it up, you help your wife or you help your husband. Yeah, it's a partnership because you live in this house too, so therefore you should be helping. It shouldn't be up to that person that mainly does all that to be doing all the cooking, to be doing all the cleaning. It should be, in my eyes, 50-50. You help make a mess, you help, you know, you want to eat your food, well, you help too. None of this, oh, I can't cook. Well, learn how to cook and surprise your other partner that does more and cook them something. Don't have to be hard. Yeah, you know what I mean? I just, because it's quite old-fashioned, I think, to be in that sense of like, oh, woman do everything sort of thing, even though I know it can be the other way around and everything, but I'm just saying it from that point of view because I'm a woman. You know, that people assume that you have to do that, and that is your role as well. That when you come home, be a man or a woman, you come home and you're tired and you've got to start all that because it's like a job after a job, you know. I dread to some people might like housework, some people might like doing it, but I do find it quite. I used to be with someone that used to moan like, oh, come and sit and watch telly with me, or you could sit down, and it'd be like, well, I would be able to sit down if you actually helped me, if you got off your ass and you actually helped me do them bits, and it'd end up quicker, because even if you shared it together of, you know, one's washing the pots, one's drying, one's, I'm cooking tea so you can wash the pots, or, you know, you take it in turns, one washes and dries the pots, one cooks. Males have always been seen as the lazy of the two. Yeah, they do. I'm not saying they all are, because not everybody's like that, but it was just this thing on Facebook, and I got upset because I thought it's so sweet that the guy thinks like that, that even his children, you know, you should help us because you live in this house, you should, do you know what I mean, sort of thing. And then the girl going on about, what was it she was saying? Yeah, she was saying about that, and she was also saying, even with kids, because people say, oh, well, I've stopped doing this and I don't have me time because of my kids, because you've got to put your kids first. And she sort of said, no, you don't. You do, but in a sense you don't as well. That's got to be like, it's sort of got to be equal. I have thin, but I still do things I enjoy. If he goes to bed, then I'll be drawing. I don't be like, oh, well, I'm not doing this or blah, 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 because I can't explain what I mean. But you do have to carry on with things. Things don't basically have to stop just because you have kids. They might stop in a sense as you can't do them as much, because one, you probably won't have the money. But it doesn't mean your life has to stop and it's just centred around the kids. Because when them kids grow up and move out, you'll be like, oh. And I don't mean that doesn't mean you don't care for them. Like, my kids are not spoilt or anything, because I don't believe in all that. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you do have to. I mean, don't get me wrong, you do have to give them a lot of time, and they get a bit easier as they get older because they can, you know, entertain themselves. When they're younger, it's a bit harder. And then they get to a teenager, like my other one, who sits in his bedroom all day long. You never see him anyway, so I don't even forget that I've got a teenager because I never even see him. So they grow up so fast. I can't even believe Finn's 3 in March, so I can't even believe that. But yeah, I'd love to get with somebody next who is used to cooking even meal. Yeah, one of my friends, if she cooks, her husband washes pots, you know, and dries them up, which that's equal to me. That's good, because you're sort of saying you don't take, you know, you're not taking your partner for granted, are you? And like, why should one person do more? You know, if they're working too, if you're both working, come home and have to And then the other person's wondering why they're always tired and not sat with them at TV time relaxing, and they're always knackered at night or whatever, because maybe they want a bit of and they're wondering why they're knackered. Well, maybe you should help your partner out a bit more and they won't be as tired, if you know what I mean. But I've never stopped doing what I like just because I've had kids. I mean, I can't do things as much. I don't go out a lot, if hardly ever, but yeah, exactly. He's never sexier, and washing the pots. Sexy if a man can wash the pots, but yeah, I'd like to think that the next partner I get with is in with sharing all that, because if he's not, he'll be told. I'm like, I'm not ironing your clothes, you can iron them yourself. But I mean, of course I'd iron his clothes sometimes, but I think they've got to be able to learn to be able to do that for themselves. Maybe because I've been on my own for a bit, and maybe if I met someone my age that they'd have been on their own and they can do all that for themselves anyway, independent, so they don't need someone to be... I mean, obviously, you want to be looking after your partner both ways and to show them that you love them. So that's why you do them things sometimes. But sometimes you've got to be careful, because some people in relationships, and I've been there, where they just take you for granted. And when you stop doing them things because you sort of think, you know what, I'm not even getting anything out of this. Not that it's about getting anything, but like, I cook for you all week and I don't even get like breakfast in bed once, on a Sunday, like some toast and tea. That's all I'm asking you to make if you can't cook, just a bit of toast with tea. Whoa, 38, 27, 27 and... Ooh. I know, there was me thinking, my Tyler's 18 and Finn's nearly 3. And don't get me wrong, that's been hard. Yeah, that's true. Angry wife. If you've got an angry wife, keep her happy. If you've got an angry wife, well then that's it. Your life's not worth living. Make her happy. But, because I am one of them who's quite soft, and I'd be like, oh, I like to make you tea, I like to do this, and Valentine's Day, like, oh, make a Valentine's tea, and put a bath on and all that. But then I think they've got to give you a bit back as well. It's not just about, and I'm not starting off like this time, like, oh yeah, I'll do this for you. No, I'm not. You'll get that now and again. If I see that you can do things for me as well. Yeah, but if she's only 21, you know what I mean? You got time for kids anyway. I'm 40 and had one. I mean, Finn's 3 in March, so I had one, not in a brilliant circumstances, but I had another one. Don't get me wrong, kids are hard work. They're expensive, but also you get a lot out of them as well, as in love and different things, and it is nice. But it doesn't mean at 21, you might change your mind in a couple of years. 11, 8, 6 and 2. Oh. You'll buy, start with the puppy first, because that's a bit of, what do you call it, responsibility for a puppy. And then if you go all right with a dog, then you can have a kid. But she's 21, she's got loads of time yet. I tell you what, I had my first when I was 22. But when I look back, I think I would have loved to have, not that I'd change it now, but I would have loved to have done a few more things in my 20s. Then, don't get me wrong, I still went out and stuff, because, me and his dad would take turns to go out, but I wish I'd have done a few things then. And then maybe had them in, him, maybe late 20s or early 30s. Yeah, you got plenty of time for kids. Get her a dog first, and that might quiet her down for, a little bit. Probably not, but a little bit. If you can be responsible for your puppy, they need a lot of work as well. Puppies need a lot of work. Puppies are like kids. They're around your ankles. You've got to take them out. You've got to feed them. Potty training your dog for wee-wees and all that. So, yeah. You have 6G babies and 1 on the way. Oh, congratulations. But, I'm looking for a guy who can do that as well, goes, Janine, did you go and put your feet up and I'll make you a brew? That's all I'm asking you to do. Piece of toast with some marmalade on and a brew at weekend would be nice, thanks. But I think I'm going to start getting into, because I exercised last night. I was on my, what was I on? My kettlebells. I'm not on it tonight, I'm on it tomorrow, because it's like every other day, because you don't have to do it every day. And then I'm thinking, I've got my slow cooker crock pot thing, and I've seen, you know, where you can put food in your baggies, your chicken and whatever you put in it, and you can make them up for the week, and then you just chuck them in, so it's a lot easier. You can have that on the go, you know, all day. I'm just looking at my nail room, actually. I'm thinking of doing some more preppy meals, so I'm a bit more organised. I'm so unorganised. It's like in here, it's such a mess in here, because I was messing the other day. But see all my messing. This is when I got put off, because I started doing stuff and then I realised I didn't have half the stuff to finish the course off with, so I was like, oh. But I'm going to come and clean in here at weekend, and I need to do a vision board. It's because I was looking at that board over there, because I haven't done a vision board. Do you know what I think's scaring me? Wait about 5 years. Yeah, you've got plenty of time. You know what's scaring me about starting work? I don't know why, it seems really weird, but yeah, you can ask me a question. Sorry, it's really dark. I'm going to switch the light on. I need to make myself some toast, so I might have to take it to the kitchen. I love the grandbabies. I know they... Yeah, it's easy to have grandbabies, because you don't have... You can give them back. That's why it's easy. You can give them back. You think, yes, I'm giving them back whenever, you know, they're going home. Made a right mess in the kitchen now. Is Dolly Daydream your witch name? Or I don't have a witchy name. Dolly Daydream is because... What am I looking in here for? Dolly Daydream is because I get called Dolly, because I'm a bit daft. Like, I don't know if I do it on YouTube, but sometimes I'll say things and they come out wrong, or I'll get something mixed up, or I'll just do something a bit stupid. I'm talking about like round my friends. I don't know if I do it so much on YouTube, but so Finn's nana for years has always called me Dolly Dimp, they used to call me. She calls me Dolly. If we're out shopping, she'll go Dolly. She won't shout my name out, Janine. She'll shout Dolly. And also, daydream comes from, I'm a Piscean. They're known to be daydreamers, and I am a massive daydreamer. I do have my head in the clouds a lot. Though it's a good thing, I think, sometimes. Not always, because it can take me ages to get something done sometimes. If I'm in a tiz about something, I get worked up, and then it does take me a bit to sort of sort it out. Like this taxing that's coming, I'll be like, I can't ring up today. I know it sounds daft, I can't ring up today. I'll leave it to tomorrow or next week. Nearer the time, I don't know why, just because I have to get my brain round it, because it annoys me. I don't know if you know what I mean, but Dolly Daydream just comes from that, because I was going to change the name of the channel, and then I thought, why? It is what I am, and that's what... I used to get called Nini, because Janine, kids can't say Nini. But is it a right of self-intention? What do you mean? A wise beyond your years. You know, I've been told that before, but sort of. But I know what you mean, but then again, I'm a bit daft, so I sort of... I'm going to have to put you back in the cupboard. I don't know, I think it's because I do talk about things sometimes, and I sort of know what I mean in my head. But that's what I mean about being Dolly. I know what I mean in my head, but it doesn't always come out right. Like, I know what I mean, but when it comes out, I always think it comes out wrong, or people don't get what I'm talking about. Like when I go on about witchy stuff and, you know, spiritual stuff and things. And I've always thought a bit like that. Yeah, witchy name, I've not really... I tried to think about one, but I don't know. Because I was thinking the other day about this, because when you start a path, you choose a name at the start of it, so you end up... Yeah, I guess I should, but I don't really know what it would... trying to think if I did. I don't know, I've got a feeling it'd be something moon, because I like the moon, and I like this is moon, gemstone, moonstone, whatever you call it. But I don't know. But then again, I wouldn't say I'm a sort of, I would say I'm more modern, and I just sort of do what I do. Like, hang on a minute. Like, I really can't get around to doing this grimoire thing yet. I've done a few pages of putting a new one together, but it just, I don't know. Just, what did you say then? Can you see me silver? Oh. Number 9. Oh, is that good? We'll have to look that up. Is that good luck? But what am I doing? I'm making some toast with marmalade. Shredless marmalade. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I might have to think about it. But I was thinking the other day about the witchy stuff, and that is, it's funny because I think years ago, thank God it's not 13. It might be a good number in a way, 13, because everyone sees it as bad. I was thinking the other day, years ago, you know, with the witch trials and everything, what people thought of witches, because I always just see it as they were the wise ones, because if they used herbs and that to make people better, or they put their intentions out there to make people better, people were scared of it because they didn't know what it was. But they were using herbs and things from the earth and bashing things up, and, you know, in the little, what they called them, little dishes, and using cauldrons to burn stuff and make potions, as in medicines or whatever. That's how I see it. Oh, I hope so. I need some this year. And I was thinking, when people say spirituality, and like some people might say, no, I'm not a witch, but I like that. And then I was thinking, am I? I like that, but I do spells. But I like, you know, the earth-based thing and this, that and the other. But then I see it, I didn't see that. As in, they were spiritual people in them days, and people didn't know what it was, if you sort of know what I mean. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yes, it is, Dolly. You have 9 souls. Ooh, I hope so. I did go to a woman once who, we did a meditation thing, and she asked me what I saw, and I said, I saw this girl in a, I have mentioned this before, you know, like with a basket on her back, and, yeah, well, say more godly, but I don't know. And hang on a minute. And this, I'm taking you out again. And they said, what am I talking about now? Oh yeah, and it was a girl with a big basket on her back. So and you know, looked like an Indian girl, sort of, well, a dark haired girl, tan skin with a basket on her back. Like she was picking tea leaves, you know, picking tea leaves. That was a job, but she was smiling, and it was really sunny. And the woman said, I said, oh yeah, this girl, and she said, and you know, my higher power is different than yours, but I think spirit speaks to spirit. I know nothing of the craft. Yeah, well, it might be a thing I might have to talk about. And apparently she said that was one of you in one of your lives. That's what you were, but you were happy. I was only picking tea leaves. I wasn't, you know, a princess or someone with loads of money. I was just picking tea leaves, but I was quite happy picking tea leaves. I've been on and off it, the craft, but I'm not like, follow anything specific. I just do what I want. Yeah, a basket of blessings. I am doing the bowl blessing thing on the weekend, Sammy Sue, so I got some glass bowls that I thrifted ages ago, last year. And I think I'll use that because they look like, let me see if I can find one. I have got a bigger one, but I got this. I found these the other year, and I got a few because it's like a dessert bowl, a massive one, and then little ones. It's like a flower. I might have to use the big one, I don't know. But you can put your crystals in, and then put little cards in of little wishes you want for people, blessings, and just put them on your altar, whatever, where there's a lot of good energy. So, yeah, I don't know. I get mixed up with like, am I this or am I that? I know one thing, I'm not religious and I can't follow rules anyway. Oh, did you? That's why I'm like, I can't be doing with organised anything. I can't be doing with being told what to do. But I believe, my thing is, I believe, this is going to come out wrong, the universe, like, some people will say God, I'll say God's in everything. It's in us. People call that big, what's the word, like, energy, the divine, whatever it is, God, the divine, whatever it is all the same thing to me. But people call it by different names. What? Sorry, I'm just really hungry. But I see like there's energy in everything around us. Plants, animals, everything living, everything. I'm trying to think what I think now because I can never get it out properly. And we're all connected. And it's not to say for anyone, you know, you're wrong because you believe in God. I'm just of like, what is it called? A non-Abrahamic belief because I have beliefs. Yeah, that's what I mean. Whatever you call, like I might call God the universe. Because I can't think of like God as in a person sat on a cloud or whatever. I see it as a universe. And you can ask the universe for things and the universe will give. But some people will see that as God. Some people will see it as Buddha, Allah, whoever, whatever they believe in, that's what they see it as. If there's no wrong way, wrong way of saying, well, no, it's not, because I believe this. It's just whatever you believe. But yeah, I can't. No, you can't judge anyone's spiritual journey, whether that is, whatever it is. It's just, yeah, and it's good that we have free, because I think years ago, I think when it was more pagan and we prayed, I see it like that more, like we prayed to the sun and the moon, and we did all that because we prayed to the sun to be more sun, to warm the land, or we prayed to the rain god or whatever it was to make more water because we wanted water to feed the crops. We'd pray for the moon for certain things, and the moon does a lot, like turns the tides and this, that and the other. I can't really explain what I'm talking about. So that's what we prayed to see the daylight in the day again, and we'd be happy to see the daylight. But when, and I don't mean this rude if anyone on here's, Christian, but then some of the Christian things that started coming in, the church took over and they wanted to sort of like stamp out the sort of pagan beliefs because they didn't want that, which to me isn't right, because you just should be able to believe in whatever, if you want to be in a religion based, belief, then you do that. If you don't, you don't. And we do that a lot as like when you're a child, you're brought up in a religion or not a religion, but you sort of, sometimes you just go along with it. I'm not saying everybody, because that's how you were brought up. But as you get older, you might start thinking, actually, oh, thank you. I just try and be like, it's only because I know there's some Christians that watch my channel, and I just think it's daft sometimes because I know people have gone off before because they think, she's witchy or whatever, and that's like, I don't know, she worships Satan or something. No, I don't even believe in that. Anyway, that's from Christianity. Satan's from Christianity. But it doesn't mean I don't like Christians, and you shouldn't just go off my channel because of what I'm talking about. I just think believe in what you want to believe in. But as sometimes as you get older, you might start questioning different things, and obviously it's your choice. It's harder if you're at home with your parents and they're really religious and you don't really want to be in that religion. What is that? Just getting a yeah, I'm not into everyone saying, oh, my God is the only divine doodah and all that, my God. Well, to other people, it's not that God. You can't put a stamp on someone else and say, well, you have to believe in that because really, at the end of the day, do we all know, really, why we're here? We're not going to know till we go, are we, really? Yeah, but some people do, though. And I just think, as you get older, if you're brought up in you might be non-religious and you don't really know, and then you might decide to follow God or whoever it is you want to follow, and that's your choice. But if it's the other way around and you've grown up and thought, well, actually, why am I Christian or whatever it is, I go to church but I don't quite get it, and maybe you can't sort of change your mind when you're at home because your parents are so religious, but as you get older, maybe you leave home, you might start questioning different things and go, I've never really felt that way, and then you start looking into different things, and you might just think, yeah, I understand that and I actually get that and that's how I feel. So you may change. Sometimes your religion can come down to just because you were brought up in it and that's what you've known and that's what you've been told, and sometimes you might not have been exposed What was that? Someone started shouting you were a devil worshipper. That's because they're ignorant and they don't know. It's like I'm saying, people don't know. They might not have been exposed to someone who's saying they're a witch or anything on the sort of spiritual vibe that doesn't vibe with what they believe in. Exactly. Most spiritual people are, nice, kind. They're trying to do things to help others, to be positive and stuff like that, and not harming people and stuff. And I think someone said on air the other day, I don't know if he's still on air, I won't say, you probably know, and he said the other day, are you a witch? And I was like, yeah, you've not seen my videos. But then I thought, I hope they didn't go off because maybe they're not into that, because I just think if someone was on here, Christian, and I know a few people who are and they still watch me, exactly, because I see a spell, a prayer, a wish, and a spell, to me, are all the same things. When you pray, you're putting your hands together, whatever you do, you're thinking out loud or in your head, oh God, please help me, blah, blah. You're putting your intentions out there. When you're doing a wish, you're thinking about something. When you're doing a spell, an intention, whatever, you might use a few tools because the tools are there to focus what you're doing. That's solely why your tools are there. You don't need tools, but you can use tools because they have energies on them. But you're putting your intentions out to the universe. You pray, you're putting your intention out to the universe. You're making a wish, you put your intention out to the universe. You're making a spell, you're doing a spell. You are putting your intentions and your energies into the universe. So to me, it's the same thing. So, yeah, I forgot what I was saying then. It's hard to explain, and I can never get it out properly, but when I was younger, I've said this before, I used to live, and a lot of it's mixed in with law of attraction, if you know about that. You ask like they say, you ask Lord, Lord will give you. You ask the universe will give you. So that's where it's the same. I used to live in the countryside, and my dad was in the army years ago when I was a lot younger. And I've said this story before, and we lived down south in England, and sorry, I'm getting the sniffles now. And we used to play in the forest all the time. One of my friends was a tree. I know it sounds mad, but I've got a thing about trees. I love watching Lord of the Rings when them big trees start walking. And he was called, and I named him Mr. Oak Tree. I was about 4, by the way, so Mr. Oak Tree. It's when kids could run around in the forest without being scared of paedophiles in the forest and God knows what in the forest. Didn't think about them things then. And I used to collect the acorns, the little bits off the acorns that look like hats, and put them at the bottom of the tree because I believed that the fairies would use them for bowls to eat out of or hats or whatever, because that's how my mind worked. Obviously, your mind's very imaginative and creative when you're a young child, but I still remember this. We used to have a goat that had come on the front doorstep sometimes when you open the door because there was a farm near us. There'd be a cow on the back of the field near us that'd get out and escape. We used to play in mud, make mud pies, climb trees, all that stuff you did as kids that kids don't really do that much now. So I was brought up around nature, never brought up in a religion as such. It was just like your Church of England. I was like, what's that? I do remember going to a Sunday school once with someone because someone was looking after us. Dragging a stick through the dirt. Yeah, the kids don't do that now. You make imagination up and stuff like that. And I used to play near a river, and we had a swamp near us. There were snakes in it and everything. And at Sunday school, I think we were only there because someone was looking after us. But I remember just sitting there thinking, and this was about 7 or 8 years old. I do remember being sat there thinking, I just don't get all this. And I remember going to church with my nana. She wasn't religious, but we were there for something. I just remember sitting at the back. And I don't mean this to be rude to anyone else who goes to church, but I just remember thinking, I don't get it. I wasn't connected to it. It just wasn't resonating with me. And that's okay. It doesn't have to. And I'm lucky that I was brought up to just believe in whatever I wanted to believe in, and I do believe, because I've had a few things happen where I've done stuff and things have come out that I've asked for. I do believe the way I believe. Maybe sometimes it's not witchy, maybe it is, but I do things classed as spells because I do put my energies and things on it and will stick with something, especially on a full moon. And I was thinking about this the other day, thinking, well, do I call myself that? Is it just spiritual? But whatever it is spiritual. And I do that to put my energies on stuff, you know. And I do believe, I do like want to start following it more, the Wheel of the Year and their holidays. I do believe in all that and the way things are and certain snippets out of different things. But I won't do it in a sense that like you can be Wiccan, but that's more of a religion. I'm not into like, oh, you must do this and say these words and blah, 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 and this is the blah, blah, because I'm not like that. I just like to do my own thing. If something doesn't feel right to me, like I said on here before, if I'm filming something just because it's trendy, but I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. So if I feel like, I don't really like that spell that someone's wrote, I don't really like the way they're doing that, I don't really want to do that every day, or I have to do this every day in that religion, because I'm not that way. I just want to do it when it feels right to me. I'm just not good with things that are like following rules, basically. I've always had a massive imagination. I've always drawn. I've always had to think about fairies, witches as I've grown up. Them fantasy films I've always liked. I've always loved that. I'm trying to think. I was just round a lot of nature. No, I can't be constrained. I couldn't be in something where you have to do something the same all the time. Even with what I do, I've had, well, I've not even cleaned it or anything, but the little altar over there, to that one over there, I had one in the front room. It just changes when I get bored. And then I think, I might not have that there. It might turn into a smaller one or a bigger one, or I don't know. But I just think an altar, some people think, oh, just seen somebody, on Instagram, they've got this altar, they must be witchy, oh my God, they must be devil worshipping. Don't get me wrong, I think that goes on, but I'm not into all that. But an altar to me, you can have an altar if you're Christian or whatever, because obviously you might have a statue of God on it, or the Mother Mary, or I don't know, whoever, floats your boat. And you might have things on there, like you might have some jewellery like with a cross on, and you're just putting things around there because it reminds you to put your thoughts out there, to pray every day, or I don't know, whatever it is. So many people can have altars, and maybe sometimes you have altars and you don't even realise it is because it's something where you put specific things of your beliefs or whatever on that table or shelf or something, even if it's only little. I don't know, because I just think when I first came on it, I was scared to say, oh, you know, I'm a witch or whatever it is, because I know there may be people, an altar is a place of peace. Yeah, that's what I mean, because it's very calming when I look at my altars, and obviously you're collecting little bits that you like as well. Some people have like darker altars. I don't mean dark as in evil, I just mean I'd say mine's quite modern. I'll show you. And it's not like I'm doing stuff every day. You don't have to. You know, this one. I think some people, when you first start on, you're like, oh my God, I need this and I need that and I need to do it like that. I just was like, I'll just do it when I really need to do it. I think mine's quite modern. And I don't want anyone going on about, oh, you know, why have you got Buddha there? I just love the Buddhism, you know, that belief as well. But I just love Buddha statues. The only reason it's sat there is because I like it, and it holds my crystals. And this little heart was my nana who passed away, a crystal heart, and I love hearts anyway. And I just like my orchids because I love orchids. Exactly. Doesn't matter what religion you're from, what race you are, where you live in the world, as long as you're a nice person. See, some people might be like, oh, no, I wouldn't speak to her because she's not the same religion as me. Well, it's like, why? Like I said, if you were a light, a being, a soul, and you didn't have religion, it was just the light, like I was saying about same-sex, you know, relationships, you wouldn't know. You'd just be going off how kind that person was. You wouldn't be going off, oh my God, you're white, you're black, you're Christian, you're not, you're this, you're that. It'd just be, you know, you're just clicking with someone. And that's how it should be. And it should be learning as well, because that's what I'm saying, if someone was on here, and I know there is people who are, that are Christian, but they still watch me because they get it, but they like some of my other videos. At least if someone said, if they were having a conversation at church or at home with some friends and they were like, oh yeah, we're not into like pagan witches, or we're not in, oh no, they're all evil, then that person could say, actually, do you know what, I follow someone on YouTube, she's a really nice girl, she tries to put positive vibes out there, she tries to help people, she's doing this and that. So they've been like educated, because they might have been told, oh, don't go near people like that, they're evil, this, that and the other. Have you actually met anyone? And the same with me, with someone being of something that I'm not, wouldn't make me think, oh my God, I can't be friends with them. Across the road where I live, the house that I'm looking at now, they are Christians and they're lovely. They come around with chocolates at Christmas and they cook little things. They're lovely. I don't know if she's ever seen the necklace around my neck, if she know what it was, but that wouldn't mean I would be like, oh God, no, I'm not taking it off you. She still comes to me. Actually, there's two, because I noticed there's a van that comes across the road and it's a black family and they're really nice and we always let on, and they have, he has a van. He could be a, what do you call it? Sorry, priesty person. I don't know. He has a van. I know it's a church thing, and because he takes clothes in and stuff. So I know that they're of a religion, a Christian religion or whatever, because there is a few churches down the road for me. But that never stopped me from being nice to someone just because they believe in something else. As long as they're not telling you, you know, you must do this and you must do that, else you're going to hell or you're blah blah. I'm not bothered. If I like you, I like you. Religion, race, anything has got nothing to do with anything. If you like somebody, it's like, well, we've got different opinions. We might not believe in the same things. Maybe a couple of things we do believe in, but that doesn't mean you can't be friends with somebody. And that's what's wrong with the world today, because people don't get educated enough and people don't look into stuff enough either. They might look on the bad side of things sometimes with something like, you know, I've met a lot of people that I've worked with that are different religions and Muslim and all different things, and that doesn't mean that I'd be like, oh no, I can't speak to you because you're not the same as me. It's just like you have a different opinion and beliefs on things, and that's fine. As long as you're a nice person and you're not hurting anyone when you're going about doing whatever you're doing in your spirituality or your religion, then it doesn't matter. And it's nice to see things from different angles of what people think about stuff. And it doesn't mean you have to get in a massive argument and this, that and the other. I didn't see the comments then, but God, I've just been talking for ages. Don't get me wrong, I could be horrible if I wanted to be horrible, but I just don't see the point in it. Oh, I just don't think you get anything out of it. I think when you're younger sometimes you can get caught up in things, you know, drama, and she said this and she said that, and then as you get older you're just like, do you know what? And you see a few more things and you learn a few more things, so you're a bit like, you know, and people can look at me on this channel. I don't know if there's people on here I know from my area. I know there's a couple of people that watch me, and they might think I'm nuts, but at the end of the day, so what? I'm a nice person, so, and some people might get it if they get what I'm talking about, and some people might do it but don't want to come out and say they do it because they think, I don't really care what people think, because I think I've helped some people on here, a couple of people, even if it's a handful of people, and my friends as well. I forgot to say the other week when my heel fell off my shoe, I went for a coffee with my friend and I forgot to tell you. Yeah, when you're young you can be a bit like that, but as you grow up you begin to realise what's important, and that actually being nice, you'll get more back and more like joy out of being nice than it is being nasty. And also being nasty just weighs you down, and you just get dead. Ooh, it's just a waste of time. But yeah, when my shoe fell off that day, I was walking back with my friend and she said she makes little, you know, the sweetie cones people sell with the cone shape and they've got sweets in. She started making them last year and she's done really well. She has a job but she just does it on the side, and she was selling some. And she said the other day, oh yeah, I'm starting doing them and doing a few. Sometimes she does mugs with sweets in and stuff like that, you know, as cellophane wrap and all that with big bows on and stuff like that. And she did some Christmas, you know, Christmas plastic balls, and they've got like chocolates in them to hang on your tree, and she made thin one. And she said, oh yeah, start doing that. And I really love it, because I told her last year, you need to get into something that you like. Like when I make my books now and again. Oh, when I make my, and I will be making some more when I get round to it, it's just the time. And I've sold a couple of my journals. Yeah. I said, get into a craft that you like. Don't have to be artistic, but something that you enjoy doing, maybe in the evenings, not all the time, because it can knock you out. Even if it's knitting or something. And I kept saying to her, try something, try and get into something that you've seen and think, I'll just give it a go. So she gave that a go, that's what she wanted to do, so she did that. She said to me the other week, last Friday, when I was walking home, well, I got into it because you inspired me. And I was like, what? I inspired? She went, yeah, you told me to just do it. And she went, I do enjoy it because it takes my mind off other things, because she does have anxiety about things and she does get down about things now and again. And I kept saying to her, you need a bit of something, enjoyment in your life, a little bit of a thing just for you that you love to do. Even if it's, like I said, if you've got kids, it isn't an excuse to say, I haven't got time. You have got time when they're in bed, even if it's just for half an hour. Just half an hour. Don't watch a soap. Well, you can watch it, you can have it on in the background, but just do something you enjoy doing. It could be baking, it could be anything, but she said it was you that inspired me to do it. And I was like, oh, because I'd rather have them words, someone saying to me, oh yeah, but you inspired me to, you give me that positive. And that's why I come on here. Janine, have all believe that you have touched and inspired? Yeah, I think I have. I could start crying really, because I do think I have. And that's why I came on it, because when I'm not crying. When I first came on here, I wasn't in a bad place. It was just, I did sort of believe in myself, but not that much. And it was to do with a relationship I was in. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to do things that I love. Oh, I want to go on YouTube and try it, because that's what I'm a bit like. Oh yeah, I'll go and do that. I'll just try it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll just try it. And no, I'm a very emotional person. I'm a Piscean, so I get upset about anything. I cry over cartoons and everything. And I just thought, if me talking about stuff, even if it doesn't make sense, gives someone, because some people say they're relaxed when they watch me. Some people say, I'm all right. You know, it's like talking to a friend. Like I said, if you're lonely, or like I said, you've got a husband or a wife that is out a lot, and sometimes you're like, oh God, it's so boring at night. That's why I come on sometimes, because I will speak to people. I will write back to you if I can. I will try and watch other people's videos. No, I do cry over cartoons. I cry at E.T. every year at Christmas when it's on, even though I know he doesn't die, but I cry every year. I cried at Beauty and the Beast, the film and the cartoon. I do cry at everything. And E.T. was like massive tears. It was like shaking. I was like, oh my God, but I know, but I'm just daft like that. But it was more of a thing like, I can do this. I know I've not got hundreds of subscribers. Yes, they've gone up recently, which is nice. But I just think if I can help somebody, I don't know, and even if it's just a handful of people, just to feel a bit more positive. Because don't forget, I have things going on in my life. They might not be as big as some others, people with illnesses and stuff like that. But I have other things I find hard, you know, because everyone has the different bits. And when people, you had no idea where I was and what I was going through when you took time. And no, I didn't. And I didn't really know as well with everyone who's come over from Tatted Tea. I didn't know, because when I found Tatted Tea, I just saw him talking live and I thought, oh, what's this? And I thought, oh, he seems like a really nice guy. And I still don't know everybody's stories. And I only obviously recently found out what yours was, Tammy, and other people on there. Oh, thank you. So I didn't really know. I sort of knew what people were on there for, but I don't know everyone's stories because I haven't been on Tatted Tea's channel for, it's only been a few weeks, I think. So I don't know everybody's story, but I just think it's nice to be nice and it can help people, because that's why I said I will start doing them. But I did do positivity message dropping, which was you write a note, a really positive note that someone would love to find if they found it, and then you can decorate it, whatever, get your kids to decorate it, and then you leave it somewhere. You hide it, but left so it can be seen, someone can find it. Someone might find it on the bus or whatever, but you don't know if that person that day is having a really shit day, and that little quote or little note, you know, will pick someone up, because people can put a front on and be happy and smiley, but you don't always know what's going on in the background. And that's why you mustn't be all like, yeah, then you can help others. Oh, it's hard because sometimes I don't think you think there's a way out sometimes, but I'm always saying that if you hit rock bottom, you're at the bottom. So where can you go? You can only go back up to the top, even if it's step by step. But if you're at the bottom, you can't go any further down because you're at the bottom. So you just got to think, right, daily little tiny little things. That's why I say about, oh, I haven't wrote in this morning. Is this my journal? Gratitude. You might have, I know I say this and some people might think, yeah, but a daily gratitude, I haven't actually done it today, so I will do it later, because I had my sister's son round this morning because she had to just nip to the doctor, so I didn't do that this morning, but I'll do it after. You don't have to do it in the morning, but yeah, tiny little steps. And that's why I say exactly, like I said, you're at the bottom of the sea, you can only go up. You can only go up. And the thing is, I keep saying to people, don't be watching all this shite on YouTube of like, I don't know what's going on YouTube at the minute. I don't know why this is why they put this monetary thing on, but don't be, I know it can be like quite fun to watch and you're thinking what's going on, but all this, some of them are funny, so that's fine, but all this drama going on and people being so like negative, I'd just say, yeah, watch it if you like it. Some of it's fun and some people need to be told sometimes, but yeah, just, yeah, a lot of people in the world like seeing people when they're down because it makes them feel better about their lives. But why would you want to do that? Why would you not want to help people? And it's like, that's why I always say, get on YouTube, get on Netflix, go and watch all the nice, happy channels, the documentaries that will make you cry, because I watch the stuff that is very uplifting, but it's sad and wonderful at the same time. DVD, whatever it is, crafting things, just try and fill yourself up with more positivity, because the more you get into that like hate thing, and even if you're just watching thinking, oh God, what's going on here, it just starts making you feel really worn out and like no hope for the future sort of thing. Because as much as there's all these people moaning, there are a lot of good things in the world, and that's why I try to come on this channel, is because it's not shown a lot. I believe the news pump out shite on the news. That's why I don't watch the news, because they want to keep us down. They want to keep us like robots. They don't want us to be thinking, if you thought this way, it's going to help you. And this, yeah, I'm a big crybaby, but I'm emotional because I have feelings. But they want to keep us all like drones, don't they? They don't want us to know what's really going on in the world. And why can't they put more, I know there's channels that do it, but why can't they put more positive things on the news of, look what's happening here, look what this person's done for that person. There should be a bleeding channel called the Dolly Daydream TV channel, where let's just get on all the things that are happening all over the globe that we don't hear about, the real stuff, and people who are trying to help other people, and positive stories. There was a woman in England, can't remember her name, I did do it on a video ages ago, like the positive message dropping thing, where she's writing 1 million letters. She writes a letter to anyone who wants one, and she posts them off, and she just writes to help them, inspiring messages, so could be people who are thinking of taking their lives, whatever, or they're just sad, and it's give them hope, and she's just doing it out of the kindness of her heart because she likes writing. Gonna get upset again. It was just a really nice thing to watch, to get dead emotional about people. Because I think sometimes, my God, I'm sure I've not been, been an alright person and tried to do stuff, and maybe I've done a few things wrong in life, but we all have, but I don't mean major. But it's like, I'm not there yet with stuff, but I know I'll get there in the end. I didn't get that then, but I always try and look people in the eye and smile at them. Yeah, I think that, hang on a minute, I think that's true. Some people might think you're weird smiling at them, but it's nice to smile and just be kind, because it might make them smile. Because a lot of people are like that these days, walking down the street and they're all on the phones and they're all grumpy and they don't care. Yeah, it's nice to be, because then they might smile back and then people might talk and stuff like that. But it's like I said, I don't watch the news, and I said the other day I went to watch the news for the first time, and it was the first time in ages that over here in the UK they had to go off air because a fire alarm went off. So that to me was saying a message, you're not watching the news, Janine, because when you tried to watch it, it went off. So, and I did get a sign the other day, if anyone saw when I was talking about the parrot sign, I was reading a book of Finn's, which was called Funny Bones, and it had a parrot in it. My wife just came home and said I better not cheat on her with that. No. I just thought this had parrots on it then, but they're not parrots. No, you're just like listening. But, God, I think I've been on for ages. I'm not, it was only supposed to be a small chat. It was only meant to be a small chat about YouTube and this monetization thing, but I don't think it's going to affect me because I don't make money out of it, and I didn't come here to make money on it. Yeah, I do a thing where... Good. I do a thing where there's a guy that passes my house every day. Yeah, but he's... Funny enough, you said that. There was a blackbird. Well, I have crows around the house all the time now. And there was a little blackbird that was in my garden, but it was in summer and he's gone. Funnily enough, when I took Finn to school this morning, the same sort of... I'm not saying it was the same bird, but the same sort of little blackbird with an orange beak was sat on a hedge when I took Finn to school. And when I walked past, it was just sat there. And it didn't even fly away, because I call him my granddad. We call him Donald after my granddad, because he always come in the garden and he was getting cheeky. I don't know if you've ever seen the videos. He was getting cheeky and he'd come on the decking near the door, when I was feeding him, and come down on the table and everything. Yeah, if you can make a person smile. But what was I saying then? I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? I just like talking. See, I might bore some people, but it's just the way I am. If I feel like I want to talk about something, I'll come on here and talk about something. But yeah, basically it's about YouTube and the monetisation thing. Blackbird and Grandad. No, my granddad passed away, could have been 18, 20 years ago, but when in last summer, there was always this blackbird in the garden, and I don't know why, we just started calling him Donald. My granddad was called Donald, and I'd always be like, all right, Grandad, as if when I saw it, I was thinking about stuff, this blackbird would appear, so I'd always thought my granddad was around me anyway. So we started calling the blackbird Donald after my granddad. And if my sister came up, oh, Grandad's here, Donald's here, and he'd come all the time, and he'd start coming on the table in the garden, and he'd start coming up to the door, and if you were sat down, he'd fly over to the seating area and sit there, and he got cheekier and cheekier, like he'd come up near you, but he wouldn't fly away. It could be my granddad, the energy could be in the bird, so, but then, always in the garden, and then, because I was feeding him as well, and then coming into winter, autumn, they went away, and I didn't know they flew away, but they must do. But I've just seen the first one today on the way to school, which is the same sort of bird that's normally in the garden. So I'm hoping when spring comes that he comes back to where he was, because it was so cute in summer, because I'd sit in the garden, and I've got quite a big garden. I can show you, but it's a bit of a mess at the minute. There's nothing in it. I need to try and get my green fingers on this year and plant some flowers and stuff. But there was there's always birds and that in the garden, and they're just so nice. So I need to get a bird table and that, but don't know if you can see. I have, probably all wet and horrible out there. I have a decking area up here. It's very plain. And then this, don't know if you can see. It's very messy. And I've got a, don't know if you can see my witch's broom out there, but probably can't see it. Because I had a broom in the house, but it's in the garden now. But I've got a biggish garden. It's a decent size, and I had a lot of birds, and I just used to find it very relaxing to sit in the garden in summer, and when Finn was playing outside and watching the birds. Because, you know, I might have thought years ago when I was younger, ooh, bird watching, but I sort of was bird watching, because I was actually fascinated with the way they interact with each other, and they play, like the little blue tits and different birds, and then they've got these two cheeky big fat pigeons that used to come in. And it was just funny to actually watch them. I love owls, but I've never seen an owl around here. Found a large blackfish whale fishing once in them, haven't they? No, I didn't see that bit. And we've got parrots down near the country park near me apparently as well. And I've seen one, a green one, but I was like, parrots? But apparently they escaped from somewhere ages ago and they're living in this part. They must fly away for the colder weather though, because I don't think you'd get a parrot in the cold, would you? Or do you have loads? I probably used to see them or hear them maybe when I lived more down, when I was younger, when we lived more in a country-based area. But I like bats. I think bats are quite cute. I've seen a few of them at night. But, yeah. So, like I was saying, YouTube, I don't think it's going to affect me, because I don't get paid off YouTube, and I wasn't on it to get paid off YouTube. What are kookaburras? Is that a kookaburras? Is that how you say it? What are they like? What do we get? Cuckoos. And things that go cuckoo. Is that from a cuckoo family? But, yeah, you can tell I'm bored today, can't you? I'm supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be doing anything, because I can't do my nail course bit, because there's a few bits missing. I need to clean my craft table up, because it is a mess. It ends up tidy, and then it ends up like this. Noisy, and they sing first. Oh, do they? And the Sphinx. This is my crafting table. I have to prop you up on here, and then I've got all my, well, it's not got loads of stuff out, but I've got all my crafty bits out. But, there was another chat I wanted to talk about as well. Maybe it's this weekend, I can't remember. But yeah, basically, I just think it's nice to be nice. And, that was it. There's a guy that walks down my street, and I think he goes to the food shop near me. Oh, well, good luck, and that'll be sending you lots of positive vibes, that you get good result. Dragon Lady, you have to let me know. Oh, thank you. Well, I'll just tell you quickly because I'm going to go as well. Yeah, there's a guy who walks down the street and he walks a bit like he, not really hard in walking, but has a bit of a limp or something. And he's always dragging these bags and I'm thinking, oh, seen most days. But it's always when I'm doing my makeup in the morning and I always look at him and think, yeah, we will be thinking of you. Sending my positive thoughts to you. And I just think in my head, abundance in health. And I look at him as I think it, like I'm putting it on him. Because, you know, and I do that a lot in the street. I don't say it out loud, I just say it in my head. If like someone walks past and I think they look a bit like they don't have, you know, a lot of money, look after themselves, I sort of think, I look at them and I think abundance in health or wealth or whatever it is that I think they need abundance in putting on them. But I just think it as I'm looking at them, thoughts, you know, sort of thing. I do that quite a lot. Obviously, people don't know I'm doing it. It's not like you stand there going, pointing with your finger. They'd be like, you a nutter? But they don't know. But that's what I do. And then I'll have to start the positive message dropping again. But I do want to do the pebble one. I want to do the one with the stones where you paint something or write something on a stone and drop that somewhere for someone to find. Yeah. But I'm going to go now because I've got a few things to tidy up. I've got to check my soup. I've got to go and pick Finn up in a bit. I won't say when I'll come back on because I just come on when I feel like coming on. So I'm glad you lot could catch me this time. Need to sort this hair out. Need to put it up. But yeah, I'll be thinking about you, Dragon Lady. And Tammy Sue, that's great news. And Jack Voodoo, have a good day. Just all have a good day. And I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.